Guten Abend, meine Freunde. Willkommen bei Hanovi Global Network, wo Wahrheit und Rechenschaftlich an oberster Stelle stehen. Welcome to Hanovi Global Network, where truth and accountability reign supreme. Now, as I have said, I will continue my protest by avoiding making any other videos or barely making any other videos except those focused on the two gentlemen, Mr. Franklyn and Mr. Frederick's cases. Those two cases, we believe, falls under one of the following: sudden, suspicious, accidental, and unknown. Again, you have seen that I believe that improper procedures were followed in these two cases. And the coroners of the districts where these two cases occurred should have been contacted as prescribed by law, especially in the initial stages of the investigation. Obviously, that was not done, and that in itself was an unfortunate breach of law. And of course, standard operating procedures. Now again, tonight, we are going to ask some why questions. Or why didn't you do X and X? Now, first and foremost, let me explain that in cases like these, where there is sudden, suspicious, or unknown character of passing, then it is quite important to consider all options, okay? To even consider the possibility of foul play. That should never be omitted. One should enter into these investigations with an open mind. Any investigator that's worth an ounce of their weight in gold should do the right thing and enter into these investigations with an open mind, never quick to jump to conclusions, and wherever they can garner information, whether it be the family, the society, or the community close to where the incident happened, then they should welcome such information, especially if it adds to the integrity of the investigation. Did you even consider that there was a possibility of foul play in both cases? Did you even consider that these two gentlemen, Mr. Franklyn and Mr. Frederick, did not just die by accident or natural causes? Is it true that the separate autopsies done by the families of the two deceased pointed in a direction that there wasn't a natural cause of death? Is that the case? In Mr. Frederick's case, did in any way the family offer you any assistance in terms of providing pictures or videos to assist you in your investigation? Did you use these materials in assisting you in your investigation? Did you follow up with the family after using those materials? Were you cordial? Were you respectful? Okay? We all understand in times like these, when there seems to be no apparent, clear, definitive reason why the gentleman end up deceased, that many families can be alarmed or concerned because they may not understand what happened. They may not understand if there was some sort of motive for foul play. They might be concerned for their own safety, not knowing if there was some sort of foul play in the incident, and if it's possible that if it's a target on the family. I believe these are natural responses of the family. And in some respects, again, as I have said in the past, that the constabulary force, in some respects, is not just there to investigate, but should be cordial, should be calm, should be respectful, okay, and should be understanding to the families involved. Because you must understand they may be emotional, they may be upset. So I believe if you have much experience in dealing with this situation, that you not only have to be a constabulary force or police officer, but in some respects, okay, you have to be a consoler. You have to show understanding and compassion. The question is, was there understanding and compassion shown to the family? Were you dismissive to the family? Did you assure the family that you were doing everything possible, okay, to ensure that all options or all reasons for the passing of the beloved have been carefully looked at? Is it true that the family gave you certain information concerning the relationships of the two individuals? You know, I remember a very long time ago, okay, I took a course in criminology, and I never forgot what my professor said. And she said that 90% of the time, 9 out of 10 of the times, the person who ends up in a situation, especially if there's some sort of foul play, generally knows the person who committed that foul play against them. I'm saying this to say, seeing that we have to keep all options open, that if there was indeed some sort of foul play, okay, then it's quite possible this may be someone who the gentleman knew or would have had some sort of relatively close relationships with or interaction with. So the question is, did you look into those possibilities, or you were quick to chalk it up to nothing to see here? Is there a reason why you didn't want to look at other possibilities? Does it have to do with tempering statistics on possible crimes? I believe when sometimes people fail, and this happens all the time, when people are not very thorough at their job, and then other people question their ability or their thoroughness in the execution of the job, then they're quick to get defensive. This happens in every environment, in every discipline of work. Again, did the gentleman, Mr. Frederick in particular, did he, prior to his passing, probably a month or so before, did he call you and reported that there was some sort of forced entry into his residence? Is that the case? Did he express to you that he was concerned for his safety? Did either of the gentlemen recently had close or intimate relationships that ended sour in the recent time before their passing? This might have been something to look into. Again, we all know in situation where there's a possibility of foul play that one has to look at, was there motive to do the individual's harm? Was there opportunity to do the individual's harm? And when motive and opportunity coincide, then there may be a possibility there of some sort of foul play. Did you explore all the possibility of motives? Did you explore all the possibility of opportunity? Of people who may have had access to the individuals? Especially as was the case in Mr. Frederick's case, he recently had what he would have termed a forced entry into his residence and would have reported it to you. Didn't that raise any particular bells? Wasn't that a cause for concern when you found the gentleman deceased not too long after? Did you inquire from either of the gentleman's family if in any way there was anyone that threatened them? If in any way did they express to their family a concern for their life, a concern for their safety? Did you speak to the families? Did any of the families express such? Did you speak to all the individuals, again, who were close or may have been intimate with the individuals who passed? Did you even speak to individuals who may have had relationships in the recent past with the gentleman, even if those relationships might have been ended by the time the gentleman became deceased? Sometimes in these cases, people within the vicinity where the incidents occurred or neighbors adjacent to the property where the incident occurred may have heard unusual noises or occurrences taking place at the said individual's property, at the deceased individual's property. So the question is, was there any report made of unusual noises or unusual occurrences at the deceased residence? Did anyone follow up on those reports made, if they were made? Like, for example, in the particular time period in which the alleged incident, may have occurred, did anyone in any way heard screams from the property? Did anyone report that to anyone else? And did anyone report that to the constabulary force? Did the constabulary force acted on those quote-unquote tips if they were reported to them? I would believe that these would be some relevant questions to ask. Did both gentlemen have any falling outs or disagreements with individuals that may have been involved in their life? In the case of Mr. Frederick, did the leader of the current administration had any relationship with the family prior to becoming leader of the administration in his capacity as a lawyer? Did that relationship sour and ended horribly? After the passing of their relative, did the family approach the leader of the administration that if they believed that they were unable or unwilling to solve this case or to figure out exactly what happened, that they should seek or acquire some external assistance? Did the leader of the administration outright turn them down? Again, what was reported by renowned specialists in these fields as to the cause of the passing of the two gentlemen? Did the explanation of the cause of the passing of the two gentlemen, did it raise alarm bells? Was there cause for concern? Again, especially in Mr. Frederick's case, did the coroner act in a capacity as prescribed by law? Especially when I believe the gentleman did not have any underlying issues. Okay? And definitely his death could have been categorized as sudden, accidental, suspicious, or unknown. So within the initial stages of the discovery of the deceased, I would believe, as prescribed by law, the coroner of the district should have been contacted. I believe it was in the public domain that the gentleman, Mr. Franklyn, died from some toxic substance that was found in his blood or in his system. Is there no cause for concern in that particular situation? Or is it that the reason why you thought it was necessary after over a year to encourage the coroner to have an inquest? Again, that was a very long time after the incident occurred. Just maybe, if the proper procedures were followed in the initial phases of this investigation, then it probably would not have been embarrassing in some respects, okay, for the constabulary force and the coroner. Now, to secure information and to do investigations would require much more difficult procedures. Anyway, these many questions are cause for concern. So I believe the public would like to know the answers to those questions, just to allay any concerns or fears that they may have. In some respects, I believe that this current administration has a duty to allay the fears of its citizens. So, we will continue to ask the questions. For now, I believe the public are awaiting answers to the questions that we have just asked. In diesem Sinne, guten Abend.